I know it's over, but I love you guys and I hope you really enjoyed your Mother's Day. I really came live to just do my emotional intelligence self assessment. So let's see what they're talking about. So I can recognize my emotions as I experience them very often. I be knowing how. What is Mother's Day? They probably didn't enjoy it right now, but I do be having people that join, you know. Don't the couple be on my lives. Then I be having people on my lives. Some people be jumping up.
Like one?
No, it'd be more. It'd be like 8, 10. No, it'd be like 8, 10, 50. Like, it depends. The most I've ever had is like 40 something at one time. Okay. I lose my temper when I feel frustrated very often. Y'all want to help me do my? Y'all want to help me do? Y'all, no, I'm reading it. I'm doing my emotional intelligence self-assessment. Do you want
my temper when I feel frustrated?
Yeah. So
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Really.
Rarely.
Rarely. Sometimes. Often. Very often.
So what do y'all think? Is it not at all? Rarely, sometimes, often, very often.
I feel like I'd bring it up to often. I'm not gonna say very often because it's not as bad as it was when I first, So I guess I would say often, and maybe we can get up there to rarely, but we ain't.
I don't think we at really anything. I don't think we're at rarely yet. I don't think we're at not at all. Yeah, I don't care. I don't think we're at not at all, and I don't think we're at sometimes. I feel like it used to be very often, but I would say it's often now. I feel like define losing my temper. This is how I feel. I feel like define losing my temper. So right now we're doing the emotional intelligence self-assessment.
Here's the part I can't erase.
Often. Okay, I'm gonna just go often.
That's the challenge.
People have told me that I'm a good listener. Am I a good listener?
You can be sometimes.
I can't.
If you don't want to, if you don't want to, you don't want to.
If I don't want to, I don't want to.
Yeah, like you'll be like, you can tell that you're not really listening. Like
you don't care about it.
You'll be paying attention to something else. Like you could tell that that's what's going on.
You don't really care about it.
But how do I be like? Like I be doing something different.
So this will be a phone, right? And yours just be like this.
You'll look at them, then look right back at your phone like
like you can tell that you're not listening. Like you can hear me.
I'm not actively listening.
Yeah, you're not actively listening.
So sometimes.
Mom, see
alright, so sometimes we'll go.
You see the one ponytail?
I see the ponytail.
One person,
wait, my sister.
Okay, so I know. If you're a mom, happy Mother's Day. Okay, so right now we're doing the emotional intelligence self-assessment. I'm finishing my homework for school, and I have my family helping me with the assessment. Okay, so I know how to calm myself down when I feel anxious or upset. Do y'all think I know how to calm myself down when I feel anxious or upset? Do y'all think? Yeah, you say I do know how to calm myself down.
Yeah. Kind of.
Is it not at all? Rarely, sometimes, often, very often. Sometimes.
So like you will go in your room. You'll still be yelling, but you will go in your room, calm yourself down, like take a nap.
What I'm hearing is it's a process. So that means that I feel like I can put often.
No.
Yes. So you feel like often I don't know how to calm myself down.
Often.
Because I feel like very often. Because here's my thing: nobody ever steps in to calm me down. Like I'm the only person who actually calms me down. So dang, Your Honor, I feel like that teacher. I feel like no. Why you put often? Don't select for me. I feel like that teacher because at this point I have to stand up for myself in court. Because wait a second, no, hold on, y'all have to hear me out. Because y'all are telling me, let's go back to the beginning. I know how to calm myself down when I feel anxious or upset. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, or very often. Now consider me. So y'all really won't give me very often?
I give you very often.
Because like you said, y'all easy to persuade. No, I'm not. I need the truest answer here, but I just need y'all to hear me out. Nobody ever steps in to calm me down. It's a process. I agree. It is a process to get me there. And sometimes the process is a little longer than usual. But it's not, it used to be days, but now it don't be days. Like I could calm myself down in like moments, spurts.
Yeah,
so can I get very often
here? Now because I feel like you gonna start spazzing again.
Me too.
What you mean? Y'all feel like I'm going spaz right now?
No, like when you get mad and stuff and I try to calm you down because I'm gonna give her space. Mom, since our trip is in today, when I'm getting my hair done.
Before the trip. I don't know. I get paid on the 17th. Okay, so very often is what I'm hearing. I can give myself very often.
Yeah. Often.
I know how to. Come on, let's vote. If you vote very often, raise your hand. If you vote often, raise your hand.
So I've changed my vote.
Oh my goodness.
No, not
Okay.
often. No.
I'll go
Sometimes.
often. Okay, I'll go often. I see his thing. I enjoy organizing groups very often. Very often. I would say very often.
Wait.
I enjoy organizing groups. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often.
Very often.
I find it hard to focus on something over the long term. I would say rarely. Like I'm the opposite. Like I focus on things. I'm too focused on the long term. I find it hard to focus on something over the long term. Yeah, I'm too focused on the long term, and I'm too actively. It consumes my day to day.
What?
I find it difficult to move on when I feel frustrated or unhappy. I would say, which I think before I respond. I find it difficult to move on when I feel frustrated or unhappy. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often.
Often.
You say often. Consider me getting upset about something and how it's basically asking how long do I hold on to that thing? Like is it easy for me to let it go or is it hard for me to let it go?
It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard.
What you say the very last time, I feel like we was into it, like we was going back and forth. Well, you were talking and you weren't listening to me, so you was going back and forth with yourself. But you had told me, you was like,
this is funny.
You was like,
but you can't also just put it on you. You have to think of me as a general person.
I know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
But I was like, you had said, I really wasn't going to talk to you the next day. And I was like, I could feel that because you was ignoring me already. So I was like, I can tell that, you're still upset. So wait till you calm down. And normally it don't take you super long, but it take you a long time to calm down.
That's crazy. I think that my emotional intelligence score is about to be low because that's crazy. But it's the cool part about this is that see, you be talking about me. Look, I got 3 people watching. Why you always be talking?
I said you got 3 people. Then they left. Then one person drove back. Then they left. Then 2
he be monitoring me, y'all. Okay, see, this is why okay, come on, we gotta finish. We gotta focus. It's okay. We gotta finish. It don't matter who come and go. We gotta finish. Okay, but happy Mother's Day to my mom. But back to our emotional intelligence assessment. So, and it's crazy. I just was talking about this on Instagram, that how, it's difficult to focus, but this is just my way of dealing with it. You got to include the kids in the homework process so you can just get it done. And then I also get to record content, so it's 2-for-1 type of thing. Okay, so boom. I find it difficult to move on. Okay, so I'm going to say often.
Yeah, you can say often.
I'm not sometimes yet. I will agree because stuff do get under my skin. I'm not there yet. I can say that. And I know I need to charge my phone. I know my strengths and weaknesses. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. I would say very often. Yeah. We simultaneously said it, so I didn't motivate your answer. Can you give me my tripod, please? One of y'all.
You don't need my phone so you can put it up there.
No, it's not gonna hold it because the charger is plugged into it. You would need my tripod. It's right there on the thing. So go grab it. Okay, so we said very often for knowing my strengths and weaknesses. I avoid conflict and negotiations. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. What y'all think? Do I avoid conflict? Amari, did you stop participating? Do I avoid conflict and negotiate? Conflict is violence, fighting, arguments. Yes. You said something.
Often.
It say, do I avoid it? No, because what's my rules? Avoided means to not want it or to not do it or to stay away from it.
Very often.
So is it not at all,
all.
rarely, sometimes, often, very
Not at
often?
all. Not at all.
I don't. What you mean not at all? So I run towards conflict. So if somebody if somebody
Not
rarely,
yeah, really.
I avoid conflict in negotiation. Okay, I would
Is that
say
a depression test?
no. It's not a depression test. It's an emotional intelligence test. It's to see if I am emotional. What's my emotional intelligence level? Is it low, high? And that's basically saying like how do I deal with reality? How do I do conflict resolution? How do I deal with my emotions? Basically how you act as a person.
Is this an app or is this?
No, this is my schoolwork. This is my homework.
Don't you look like the great
And it's due at 11:59 while we playing, so I need y'all to help me because we still got 9. We on question 9. We got 15 questions.
Okay.
So wait, okay, what's our final answer? I avoid conflict and negotiations. Not at all, really, sometimes, often, very often. I feel like often now, me today, because I'm speaking about me today. Right now.
No, she's trying to cheat.
No, I do feel like because here's my thing. I don't just run to conflict, and I don't just I'm not that girl that just always want to fight or always be rowdy or always want to argue or always be or always want to start an argument. Like I'm not that girl, but I also don't run from no smoke either. So it's like
If you want the smoke, come and get it.
Don't be, but I don't want. It's like the conversation we were just having about the girl in the box. Like I don't want. It's like I'm really a marshmallow, but there's a rock that exists, and I don't like to bring the rock out.
That's like when I be telling you when I be saying I don't like being angry because I don't like the way it feels. I don't like somebody getting me to that point to where that's where I am because that's not who I am.
Right. No. So I'm gonna go.
Nikki, did you even pass college?
What? Excuse me. Anything.
Mine is from New Orleans.
Yes, I did pass high school.
Okay.
No, I didn't finish college.
That's dope. I think I'm gonna go with often. Can we all agree on often? Let's vote. Okay. Can we all agree on often? If you agree often, raise your hand.
It was a personal choice.
Okay.
I don't like from Arkansas.
It was a personal choice.
I feel that I don't enjoy my work. I would say not at all.
I just didn't want to.
What do y'all say? I feel that I don't enjoy my work. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. I feel like I really enjoy my work. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
I feel like. So we all agree on that. I ask people for feedback on what I do well and how I can improve. I would say very often. What do y'all say?
Very often. Very
often. Like say, I'm always asking you that. That's a good thing, though. What do you think, Maury? I ask people for feedback on what I do well and how I can improve. Very often, sometimes, really, not at all. Very often. I agree. Like I'm that girl. Like I'm gonna ask the people that's around me. I'm gonna ask my kids. I want to know how you feel, how I'm doing, how can I improve. So I can agree with that. I set long-term goals and review my progress regularly. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. What do y'all say?
What happened?
I set long-term goals and review my goals regularly. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often.
I feel like very often.
Very often. I feel like very often too. What do you say, Lauren?
About?
I set long-term goals and review my progress regularly. We almost done. We on question 12. Come on. I set long-term goals. You know what a goal is? And review my progress regularly. It means that I set my eye on something that I want to do, and then I make objectives or small steps to get there, and then I review: am I doing this? Am I not doing this? Do I need to improve it? Stuff like that.
Very often.
Okay. I find it difficult to read other people's emotions. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. I would say not at all because I be reading the room. I'm an empath. I know that's not at all. I don't even need nobody's opinion on that. I know that's not at all. I struggle to build rapport with others. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. No, I struggle to build rapport with others. So building a good relationship with other people. I would say sometimes because, but I think I'm the problem. Like, well, they really be the problem, but I be the problem. Yeah, like I don't be. Yeah, we both be the problem because it's like I don't be liking their energy and stuff like that sometimes, or like I'm not that person where everybody can have just access to me in real life or stuff like that. Or like people be shit. Like yeah, that's a whole nother story. Okay, I'm not even getting into it. Next, last question. I use active listening skills when I use active listening skills when people speak to me. Not at all, rarely, sometimes, often, very often.
Say it again.
Often. You say often? I use active listening skills when people speak to me.
Often.
You say often and very often. Okay, so I'm gonna go with very often. I laughed because I was gonna. What I really originally thought about was like rarely, but it's not to say rarely. What I was thinking is like when I want to, but that's not an answer. That's not an answer. That's not an answer on here, but it's like when I want to because it's like.
And then I feel like that should be often.
Okay, let's see. Close and view results. Alrighty, let's see. Wow, what's crazy is I'm shocked at my results. I thought, and I like, even if you just watch my Instagram story or y'all here, so y'all heard me just saying it, but I was just saying like, I thought my self-regulation was, it gets posted afterwards, hater. So I felt like my self-regulation was low. And I'm talking to y'all anyways. Like, I'm talking to, like, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to them too. But it's like, quit doing that. Goodness, you be throwing me off my A game because it be like it be negative energy. Yeah, it be like it be uncaused for negative energy. Like, but I guess I understand where it comes from. So I guess this goes into a learning moment really quickly. It's one of those things of like, it don't matter who show up for you. You still supposed to, I'm talking to you. So what do you do when we talking? So this is a learning moment. You're not in trouble. Like, you're not in trouble. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not none of that. I just want you to understand something, okay? Because you're displaying something in this moment, and the thing that you're displaying is frustrating me. And that's the thing. Like, the thing that you're displaying is that you care about what how the world perceives you. And while a portion of that is okay, because how you show up in the world is extremely important, it doesn't matter if one person show up for you or if 1,000 people show up for you. You still show up as you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I know that in these moments, like when I share are like, and I don't share everything with the world about us, but I do share a lot about us. Like even these intimate moments right here, like when I be, teaching or even this, doing the homework, whatever. It's like, I know that you're being disrespectful with your facial expressions. What's up? Speak your mind. Because I'm not doing anything different than I always do. But you disrespecting me right now, and it's gonna turn into something it don't have to turn into. And I want to understand why you disrespecting me versus just accepting a lesson. I'm not doing any, like I'm always long-winded. I'm always giving the lessons in real time. I'm always like, what I'm doing right now is exactly who I am and do like when the camera is off. So why would you disrespect me in real time on camera like I wouldn't respond to it in real time instead of just taking the lesson? Can you help me understand that? I'm asking a real question. Can you help me understand why you're doing that? Because I don't even play like that. Can you? You can't? So you shouldn't do that. Because I don't play like that. So please don't do that to me, okay? Because all I'm trying to get you to understand is that it doesn't matter if one person show up for you. You. Now we're talking about you. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you. We're talking about Snap. We're talking about Sincere. It doesn't matter if one person show up for you. And this is anything you do in life. I don't care if you get married, if you have kids, if you graduate college, if you graduate high school, if you had the best football game, if you had a best basketball game, if you get 1 million A's, like if you make $1 million, any of that. I don't care if one person show up for you. I don't care if 1,000 people show up for you. I don't care if 1 billion people show up for you. You show up as you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you show up as you. If you're going to be a shitty person, you show up as that shitty person. If you're going to be a great person, you show up as that great person. If you're going to be... you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying, though? Are you sure you understand what I'm saying? So in this moment, it frustrates me that you're displaying that you care that much about who does and who does not show up for you. What you should do is pay attention to who shows up for you and who don't show up for you, because that's gonna tell you where to direct your energy. That's gonna tell you where to pour into people, where to not pour into people. You know how we just had the money conversation in the car about you and your sisters? And that's gonna show you like, oh, this is who I invest into and this is who I don't invest into. You understand? You get it? You sure? Tell me what you understand.
Understand.
Come on, like I'm serious.
I understand. But like,
I'm not joking. You gonna make me go back into serious mode. Tell me what you understand.
I understand. I understand who show up for you.
It's not a. Go ahead. Tell me what you understand.
That's all.
No, then that means you wasn't actively listening. The purpose of everything that I just said is that you need to be your own person and you need to think for yourself and you need to be yourself at all times. Don't ever change who you are for someone else. Do you understand that? Tell me what you understand.
No. Be a great person. Be who you are and don't show up for yourself.
No.
I mean,
you don't repeat, listen, don't try to repeat what I said word for word. Tell me what you understand about what I said.
I understand. So, be who you are and when somebody comes around, don't change who you are.
There we go. That's it.
What are you staring at me?
You did it. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that you understood what I was saying. All right. So, boom. My self-assessment test. I'm actually shocked at it. Self-regulation is higher than I thought it was. So, my ethical judgment is what's low. Lowest. My ethical judgment is what's lowest.
What is it?
My ethical judgment is what's lowest. I'm gonna tell you my interpretation in a second, but I'm gonna read the whole thing to you. Okay. So my ethical judgment is my self-awareness is a 15 out of 15. I know what the fuck going on with me. This is what they saying. My ethical I'm sorry. I apologize. Like I'm working on it. I'm improving. I'm working. I'm progressing. I will watch my language. My apologies. You are 100% correct and I am wrong. Ethical judgment is 8 out of 15. My self-regulation is 14 out of 15. My empathy is 13 out of 15. My social awareness and conflict resolution is 10 out of 15. And my total emotional intelligence score is 60 out of 75. It says, nice, you're an emotional, intelligent person. You have great relationships, and you probably find that people often approach you for advice. Researchers have found that emotionally intelligent people often have great leadership potential. Realize this potential by seeking opportunities to improve even further. Where are your headphones? That's distracting me. With such great people skills, though, it's easy to lose sight of your own needs. Read the tips on this page to find out how you can how you can continue to build your EI. What's crazy is that, like, I feel like that makes sense. Not crazy, I guess, because that was real crazy answers, but like that makes total sense. Like when considering myself, they're in my bag, Amari, or if they're not in my bag, they're in my car. Or you could just turn it down. Like I'm not saying you can't sit here and listen to it. I'm just saying that it's loud and it's distracting me from, I don't know, my own thoughts. Let's see. Okay, score interpretations. Once you complete the assessment above, you'll see your score. Okay, so boom, 56 to 75. Okay, so boom. So people in this range are emotionally intelligent. They have great relationships and probably find that others approach them for advice. Researchers say, oh, that's the same thing I just read up there. Strategies to develop my skills, develop self-awareness, and I can.
I went to the car to check if they in the car.
Yes, but you need. No, they're not. They're in the thing. But Nikki, can you watch her while she go and grab them, please? They're in the cup holder. Okay, so develop self-awareness. So is what I need. Let's see. Let me see. That's not telling me what I need to do. Strategy to develop. Blah, 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 asking for feedback, keeping a daily journal, practicing mindfulness, improve self-regulation. Okay, so boom, here we go. I need to improve ethical judgment, so I need to look underneath this part. Okay, how can I hone in on my ethical judgment? I can, considering how other people may perceive your words or actions. Oh, that's dead on, because I don't be caring. Like, I really be, not I don't be caring. Like, I don't want to approach it like that. I don't want to approach anything like I don't be caring, because I do care, but I be so set in my, like, okay, I compromise, I'm assertive on what my boundaries and my needs are, like, what are we missing here, like, but my mother always do tell me, like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, so that's a thing for me to remember. Okay, so the person you're interacting with may have a different background or way of thinking. Are you taking their feelings and experiences into account? Could they interpret your words or actions in a way other than what you intended? Anticipating the positive and negative outcomes of your decisions. Think about how others will be affected by your choices. Work towards a decision or compromise that leaves everyone satisfied. Stopping and thinking before you react. How can you express your anger in a constructive way rather than a harmful way? How can you share your joy in a way that doesn't ignore another person's suffering? When I say God do not be making no mistakes, He do not be making no mistakes with the information He brings to you. He brings everything full circle, 110%. And I noticed that because today in church we talked about forget that. I had personal things going on, and those personal things turned. Stop it doing that to that word. Those personal things turned into me like having to take that to the altar. Like I got so angry and enraged where I'm like, okay, I have to take that to the altar. And so in doing that, like this whole class is just me honing in on my emotions, how I perceive things, how I react to things. And so now I'm doing this emotional intelligence test and being able to identify, like, no, I'm not as outraged as I used to be, or as I still be perceiving myself to be. Like I have grown and I am, this person that I say I am. But in that same aspect, I do have growing points. And like what God just pointed out to me was that not like when you bring it to me and when you ask, not only am I going to cover you, but I'm going to give you the tools, the resources, and the information that you need to continue to progress. Like you got a part that you have to do, and I have a part that I'm going to do. And that's what this just displayed to me. But okay, let me actually turn this assignment in now that I've done the work and done the reading. But this was like really enlightening for me. So it wasn't just about getting the work done and getting it in. Like this was and I don't know, this was just a full circle moment, and y'all just seeing it in real time. So I gotta sit with it, write about it, and go talk to God about it some more. But I see what He did there. Like I see you. I love you, Truth. Y'all have a great night. And if you have not done a social emotional intelligence test, I can't send you this one, but maybe I'll find one that I can share underneath this story time. But this was fun. This was definitely fun.